being, the end of September, I'm going for a very summery look. Well, not summery, like a very spring look. And I'm kind of liking it, to be honest. Like, it may be fall. Well, this is kind of fall-y, right? Oh my gosh, my hair. I can't wait for it to be long again so then it doesn't look weird. I know, you saw the title of the video and you're just like, honey, because I know that a lot of people are just sick and tired of hearing about cancel culture and just people being canceled and everything like that. However, because it is so rampant given this year, Jeffree Star, it made me kind of sit back and think about this notion. And I really want to discuss my perspective on it and just talk about it a little bit. So, as many of you know, there have been a lot of influencers, particularly on YouTube, that have been canceled or for one reason or the other. Usually it's for good reason this time around. Those include Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, Cryotic, who else? Trisha Paytas, maybe? I don't know if she's canceled or not. And as a recent, Eugenia Cooney for the maps in her Discord that has been brought up about. Anyway, and obviously many people have looked up to these people for years. I, for one, have been a fan of Jeffree Star and Cryotic for years, since I was a literal child, and the fact that they came out to be terrible people and have done terrible things obviously just makes me feel really sad and just disappointed, especially with Cryotic, because he's just been so unproblematic, and for him to come out and admit his wrongdoings, it hurt me a lot. And that really got me thinking, because I think there is some kind of psychological or mental effect that people get from seeing one, two, three, or more of your favorite influencers or idols being canceled on social media. And I want to take this time with this video to discuss my perspective on those notions, and how it affects us individually and perhaps maybe society as a whole. So before I proceed with anything in this video, I just want to put it out there that I am not certified in any way, shape, or form in terms of mental health or anything psychology related. These are just my opinions and just my speculation on things, based on my knowledge and bias. And I may come across as overthinking, but I am the queen of overthinking, so whatever. I did do a little bit of research, but it's just to provide context, because again, these things, I would say like 90 to 95% of the things I mentioned in this video are just based on speculation, in my opinion. So part of the reason why I feel like this notion is so impactful to people is because parasocial bonds are extremely powerful. And this notion has been around for quite some time, particularly on the internet. And so when you watch these YouTubers, especially bigger ones, you feel like you are actual friends with them in a way. And so when they do something that you don't like or is hurtful, then obviously you're going to feel like a friend in your actual life has betrayed you in some way. I really want to mention some of the quotes that I found based on research that I have done, and this is from pbs.org, on an article about parasocial relationships. It's talking about a woman, I believe, and her last name is Warford, so that's the context. Though Warford had never actually met Bunny. Bunny is a social media, influencer. She says that their relationship is effortless and real, or at least it feels that way. It's comforting and easy because you don't have to try, she says. Warford's affinity for Bunny is what psychologists call parasocial or one-sided. While parasocial relationships are nothing new, digital media has opened new doors for people to feel connected. Studies have found that these parasocial relationships can help put people at ease, particularly useful for those with low self-esteem, calming their fears of social rejection. So parasocial relationships are very one-sided, but they also feel very authentic too, which is very, very strange, right? But it's a reality that we all live in. I personally feel this way when I watch YouTubers like Cinnamon Toast Can and Buff Pro when they do Meme Couch. I feel like I'm the third person that is passively participating in whatever they're talking about, and so this one-sidedness and this ease is very applicable to me and many people, out there. And also with other videos, like PewDiePie videos when he plays Among Us, and Wild Spartan videos where he's on Discord with his friends and they talk about memes or Reddit posts or something like that. I feel that way too. And you can actually feel, despite being very passive and passively participating, you can feel that you are bonding with these people even though that they don't know you. So it's almost like artificial socializing with strangers. And you can feel this with celebrities too, particularly in K-pop. K-pop has blown up in at least the US. I don't know about other Western countries, but in the US it has blown up quite a bit, or quite a bit's not the right word, but it's become more popular. And with apps like TikTok and K-pop stars being on Instagram and Instagram Lives, it's much easier now for K-pop idols to connect with their fans. When I was into K-pop, there was these social media apps, but it wasn't like as intimate, if that makes sense. Now I feel like K-pop stars are even more so parasocially connected with their fans. And there's other apps too, like Patreon and OnlyFans, where you can more so personally connect with your favorite YouTuber, and you can be more close to your parasocial friend. And the platform that I feel that personally affects people the most in terms of parasocial relationships and cancel culture is YouTube, because YouTube, I feel like, is a platform where people can be more authentic. And because people, when it comes to friends, geared towards people who are more authentic, it almost feels like you are becoming close to said person who is making videos on YouTube. And I mean, this is a very simple concept. It's not a new concept, but it's a powerful idea of having a running story or having an image about someone, because people portray themselves in a certain way. In the PBS article, it states that in less ideal situations, parasocial relationships can become a crutch, creating problems in other parts of a person's social life by relying on one-sided interactions. Oh my gosh, how do I say that? Tukachinsky says a person could be created and rehearsing unrealistic scripts of how relationships are handled in real life. On social media, it's more easier to put one side of you, or put a persona even, like a social illusion almost. And so, of course, when you find out that these people are bad, you're going to be baffled and just questioning yourself. And obviously you are sad, partly because, you thought that this person would be one way, but they're actually another, and that's obviously very hurtful. But I think another and bigger reason why we feel sad is, in my opinion, the most hurtful, and that is because when someone that you like, or several people that you like, get canceled, it affects how you view yourself. I mentioned this in another video, but I believe that, the people that you watch, because there's an algorithm based on your interests and your values, and I believe because of that, the people that you watch says something about yourself. You may like someone because they might have similar interests as you, or maybe you two share similar values, or maybe you want to, be as successful as that said person, or have a life similar to that person one day, and that's why you watch them. But given a lot of social media is a lot of projection and illusion and just creating this false persona. I'm not saying that everyone is like this, but a lot of people are like this. People are drawn in and they just start to have this running story about that said person. This idea that, yeah, I'm like them, because you see yourself in that person in a lot of good ways, and therefore you believe that you are like this person. Maybe that they have a good sense of humor, and so you believe that you have a good sense of humor, or they're very good natured, and you believe that, oh, you are a very good natured person. And this is not something that I believe is very conscious. I believe this is just very subconscious. But it's like, by watching these people and getting into these parasocial relationships, it almost creates a social illusion, not just for what it is as a friendship, but also just an illusion of how you see yourself. So when you find out that this person on social media, on YouTube, whatever, are not as they seem, and you are sad, you are rightfully sad. And on a subconscious level, though, you may think to yourself, well, what does that say about me? Am I a bad person too? And I don't know if everyone thinks this way, but I've definitely thought this to myself when I saw Jeffree Star being canceled, when I saw Cryotic being canceled. I definitely thought, oh my god, am I, to a certain degree, a bad person? And because the thought of being somewhat like Jeffree Star and Cryotic in terms of my bad side, it's scary. And I have to mention, just because you looked up to several people that turn out to be bad people, that doesn't actually mean that you are a bad person. If that were the case, most people would be bad people. And that's simply not true. But because of these bad actions that these people do, it certainly makes you feel like you are a bad person. And that just kind of messes with your head a bit, And you start to think things to yourself like, well, if I'm not like the bad sides of these people, then am I even like the good sides of these people either? Am I anything like these people? Are they a lie? And am I a lie? Am I just projecting myself onto someone who isn't even real or genuine? And it just makes you really question what is real and what isn't. And not just for them, but for yourself too. And these things aren't conscious, I don't believe. These all are subconscious, because they are just very complex notions that the human brain hasn't really had time to catch up with, because we rapidly technologically improved, and we're stuck in our little tribal mindset still, and so our brains we're just bombarded and overwhelmed, and we just don't know what to do. And so everything, when it comes to a parasocial relationship and cancel culture and everything related to that, it's all like a what if it is, but what if it isn't mind flip. And so with that concludes my thoughts. And thank you for watching my video. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I hope that I made my thoughts somewhat clear and concise. I know that I have a lot of different ideas. I hope that you can relate with it or make some sense of it. And if you guys want to let me know what you guys think, please do. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video I make. So, bye. Nani? 本当ですね。わー。